Hey everybody. Oh, that's a little backlit, huh? Let's change that backlit to front light. And come on, gimbal. Work with me. Hello my friends. Hello my family. Hello community. Hi everyone that's watching. Been a little quiet lately. And I got nothing but apologies for that. Just wait to know that I'm actually going live right now. So we'll go from there. Yeah, say hi if I'm live. Hey, Tage. What's up, brother? Hey, Michaela. Okay, gute Nachrichten. So, I can see that we're here both on Facebook and also on YouTube, which is great because I got some announcements to make. First, I have an apology, which is that we haven't, as you've noticed, and first, thank you to those of you concerned community members who reached out and were like, Chris, are you okay? Haven't seen any live streams this week and not sure what's going on. Want to make sure that you are you're still kicking, you're still alive and kicking, and I am. It has been an incredibly busy week or couple of weeks, to be honest with you, which is exciting and amazing, and there's great news around all of that stuff. It's also been a little bit personal trying to some extent, and I'm going to share some personal stuff with you guys as well right now because it's true, it's real, and there it is. Hey Ross, hey brother, hey Jeanette, good to see you. So what's going on? Well, first and foremost, why have we not been live streaming this week, and why do we not have a lot planned for this current weekend? Hey Rebecca. The reason is that because I've been super busy, we had some guides that were ready to stream. Hey Colleen. Especially our good friend Bernard Coe from Singapore was ready to go, and we just didn't load the event early enough because of all the stuff that's been going on. So, like, what do we start with? Good news or bad news? You tell me. Good news or bad news? Where do we go first? I guess it's all good news. I'm not gonna give you guys any real bad news. It's all good news, but the bad news, as it were, and I'm not going to make you chat to me to say good news or bad news. I just noticed that Colleen's ready for the bad. All right, fine. Just noticed that my eyebrows here are getting like mentat, like dune long. Gosh. Okay. So the bad news was that, and he posted it up on Facebook, so I don't feel like I'm saying anything that isn't there. My brother was diagnosed with colon cancer a couple of weeks ago, and that's just been a lot of pressure, as you can imagine. But they went in, he had a colonoscopy. They found some cancerous polyps in his colon, and then they did a CT scan. The good news was it hadn't metastasized. They went back in for a second harvesting in his colon, and they feel like they got everything they needed to get out of there. So thank you guys, and I love you guys. I appreciate your compassion and your sympathy, but the good news there is that it looks like he's okay, and the other good news is that he hasn't had a drink in like 3 to 4 weeks, so that's also great, so he's feeling healthier and better as well. And part of that plays into why if you're looking at the YouTube summary, like the information in there right now, you're going to see that there's some stuff going on, and part of it is connected to my brother as well. Thank you guys. Thank you Jeanette. Thank you Iglelia, and thank you Ross. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So because my brother is turning 51 this year, and he's had this recent scare, he is coming with me to Oporto, Portugal, on the 22nd of this month, 22nd of June. And we're going to do some live streaming from Porto, from Portugal. There's this big annual festival that they have there called São João. And San Juan is the saint, the patron saint of Oporto. And they do this usually they do this crazy festival where people go around and have rubber plastic hammers, and they kind of hit each other in the head as they walk down the street, and squeak, 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 squeak as the hammer cut. It's not like a mallet for like pounding chicken. It's a squeaky toy. And people do this, and then like if you squeak someone in the head and they squeak you back, maybe you have a quick pash and you keep on moving. And they eat some sardines and some grilled peppers and all that kind of stuff. Hey Jenny, good to see the Purple Heart. So that festival is probably not happening the way that it usually does because of COVID restrictions, and Portugal is still, small groups, masks in public, and all the rest of it. But there should still be this annual boat race where they take the old port boats, the Barco Rebellos boats that had this kind of wooden, flexible bottom which would allow you to move the grape juice, essentially, from up the Douro River, like way up, inland in Portugal, to bring it down the Douro River until you get to Porto, or Vila Nova de Gaia, which is the demarcated area that port wine is aged in and created in and blended and all the rest of the stuff that takes place there. So we're going to Portugal for that, and then we're going to go to Madrid and to Barcelona as well and do live streaming. So there's that coming up at the very end of June. But before that happens, well, I guess first by announcement as to like how hard we've all been working. We've been reopening our tours across Europe for in-person tours, and it's been a slog. There's no money flowing in really now, but at the same time, we gotta open up so things can start earning revenue and start reactivating people and all the rest of it. And I just want to give a shout out. I know they're probably not watching, but a shout out to Dave O'Kelly, to Andreas in finance, to Javier in Anthony in operations, to Johan in social media and our website management, and countless other people actually who have been, Carla, Clara, Annabelle, just so many people at the Sandeman's back offices who are working on extremely limited furloughed hours and are still kicking butt to get these openings open. And I know how hard they're working, and I'm with you guys. I'm working that hard too. So we're in it together. Shirt sleeves are up. There are no long sleeves or button-down shirts here. It's work time. And the product of all of that work has meant that we are currently, and I'm reading off I memorize this. It's kind of a pop-up. It's popping up as it does. Currently, we have reopened already, as you guys know, in Edinburgh, London, and Oporto and Lisbon. So they're open already. As of June 17th, Brussels opens today. Yeah, so Brussels is back open if you guys fancy, little mannequin piece and some strong beers and chocolates. And Brussels is a lot more than that too. It's also very complicated political negotiations that take place there. There's lots to do in Brussels, so don't miss it. And that's just reopened to in-person tours again as of today. Barcelona will open up again on June 17th to in-person tours. Madrid on June 19th to in-person tours. Liverpool opens up on June 19th as well for in-person tours. Seville will open up on June 25th to in-person tours. Paris, July 2nd, guys. July 2nd, Gay Paris will reopen as well. So we'll be back there doing in-person tours again. And Berlin and Munich are both planned to reopen again in July. And the reason why this is so cool for us as well here on our live stream community is that the more places that we're doing actual in-person tours, the easier it's going to be for us to do lots of live streams as well, because we're going to be up and running. We're going to have people there. And it's part of our strategy going forward that we will leave no one behind. If you cannot yet travel, we will be traveling to you. Even as we're doing in-person tours, we will be doing live streams. And that's also part of the reason why I need to go to Europe, because I got to teach them all. Got to teach them how to get this big, strong arm. Yeah, the gimbal arm. Yeah, that's right, the gimbal arm. You got to hold a gimbal out in front of you for like hours at a time. Guess what? You got to practice. Practice makes perfect. So all that reopening stuff is coming up. it's exciting. And that means that by the beginning of July, we'll already be back open in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of our 20 cities. I don't know if we're going to get to all 20. We'll see how things keep on going with pandemics and closures and openings. But I imagine we probably will be to all 20 by August, by maybe the end of August. We'll see. Hey, Adrian Vargas, thank you for the good vibes, brother. And Ross, yes, exciting times ahead. Look, we'll see how long the season goes. Like, it could be that there's a new variant by September, October, and we're shutting back down again. But all the more reason why we need to make sure that we have the live streams up and running as well, because you might be able to close down the in-person tours. You cannot stop the live stream rolling out. And that is also part of the really good news of, even though I'm not going to be having, a live stream with Shohei or Bernard or JP or Patrick or Ellie. By the way, Ellie's better, guys. She's all recovered, and she will be doing a live stream not this weekend, but the following weekend. She's out in the countryside this weekend. Much deserved kind of fresh air after having struggled with a little bit of illness. So good to hear that she's mended, and we'll be back up again as well. So all of those folks, we're going to be back with them not this weekend, but the following weekend. This weekend, guess what is happening? Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., I am on a plane flight where my car is. Now, bad news, it's time to sell the car. The used car market in the US has increased in value by like 10% in the last quarter, because it turns out that the way that used cars usually work is that car rental companies buy up tons and tons of brand new cars, usually every year. And then after a year or two, once the mileage is there on that car, they sell that car to used car, resellers. But the problem is that this year, or the last year, because of the pandemic, the rental companies weren't buying up tons of new vehicles. Hey, Shannon, good to see you. So the rental car companies weren't buying up tons of new vehicles, which means that they didn't have any used vehicles to sell into the used car market, which meant that there was a shortage, and now they're paying a premium for them. So if there's ever been a time to sell my car, it's now. And the problem is that the car, hey Sarah, good to see you. The problem with the car is that it is a convertible, and a convertible currently in Texas ain't worth that much money, because guess what? Texans, they like them big, right? Someone from Sandwich, New York. One of the moderators is logged in as the company. All right, okay. Okay, fantastic. So like I was saying, used cars right now is the time to do it. Texas, not the place to sell a convertible. Turns out, guess where they want convertible cars to sell? Las Vegas, guys, Sin City itself. So the plan is road trip time. We're going back on a road trip. It's been too long. It's time for a Chris Sandeman road trip. So we are going to be heading our way around the Midwest of the US. We're going to be, and here's the schedule, I'll just read it out to you, on June 12th. That is tomorrow, folks. Tomorrow we'll be in San Antonio, Texas. And I am going to try something new, which is to broadcast at the same time every day for 7 days in a row. All right, 7 days in a row, same time. Now for North America, this might not be the most convenient time, but for Europe, it's gonna be a good time for you guys. Wait, Jeanette, your birthday is tomorrow? Let me know if your birthday is tomorrow, Jeanette. We have to do something special for you. So on June 12th, like I said, San Antonio, and the timing is gonna be, for the next week, we'll do a live stream. I'll do a live stream every day at noon Los Angeles time, or Vancouver time, 3 p.m. New York time. Okay, great guys. Jeanette's birthday is tomorrow, so we're all gonna have to show up tomorrow for a San Antonio live stream and wish Jeanette a happy birthday, even if Jeanette doesn't show up. Either way, it'll be there for you when you see it later on, Jeanette. So like I was saying, noon in Los Angeles, 3 p.m. in New York, 8 p.m. Edinburgh, UK, and 9 p.m. European Central Time, 2100 hours, okay? So every day this coming week, starting tomorrow, we're gonna live stream at that time. You can always go back and watch it later on if you can't make the live stream, I get it. But if you can make the live stream, love to have you there. Of course, always a blast. So June 12th, San Antonio, Texas. June 13th, we're going to Marfa, Texas. Marfa is a famous location for, bye Adrian, thank you buddy, be well, bye-bye, and good luck to Argentina. I know you guys are struggling right now, and my heart goes out to you folks, especially, to all the people there, so they're struggling. So Marfa, Texas on Sunday, okay? Right, Michaela, I know it's a good time. That's why I was picking it for Europe to help give you guys a break. I know you guys are still stuck inside. So Rebecca says Marfa is huge. Yes, and 8 p.m. is great for Sarah as well. Perfect, good, I'm really happy about this, guys. Awesome, nicely done. Nice to pick, Chris. So Marfa, famous artist colony, and we're gonna see, art and funky stuff in a super liberal part of Texas. Then we're gonna be on June 14th, we're going to go to El Paso, Texas. And Shannon asks, are we going to see some barbecue in Texas? We will definitely see some barbecue in Texas, but when we're in El Paso, we're going to probably see some comida mexicano. We're going to eat some Mexican food in El Paso because it is famous for having some of the best Mexican restaurants in all of the US. It is right across the border from Mexico, like walking distance. So pretty close. And that'll be really, really good. On June 15th, by recommendation of our good friend Jill, who lives in Arizona herself, we're going to be going to Tombstone, Arizona. All right, June 15th. And Tombstone, famous, Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp, OK Corral, ghost town, but there's a real town there now as well. But we're going to go check that out and check out the old Tombstone Cemetery as well. Definitely some cowboy ghosts. And that's coming up. Then on June 16th, we'll be in Tucson, Arizona. On June 17th, we'll make our way to Phoenix, Arizona, and do our live stream from there. Then on June 18th and June 19th, we'll be in Las Vegas, because Sin City, you cannot get it done in one day. You're gonna need 2 days in Sin City. And as we go along the way, if I can live stream little pop-ups in cool little dives or side road Mexican joints outside of a gas station, or like some place where some big guy is sweating into the ribs and the pulled pork, we're gonna film all that stuff. And if I can't broadcast it because the reception's not good enough, it's just gonna end up being a live premiere later on where I'll premiere that video, and I'll be there in the moderation with you guys as the moderator, but it won't be like a live stream actually. We'll be talking live, we'll chat together live, but the video will have been pre-recorded in those events when I cannot give you it direct because there isn't a good enough connection, okay? So, oh wow, Ross and Nikki are going to be going to Las Vegas for their honeymoon. Well, this is great. This is a great time for us then to be able to go there and help you guys start planning your trip. Ross, we'll talk about this more offline as well, because Las Vegas, I don't gamble. I had the great luck of going gambling. My first time in Las Vegas, the first time I ever gambled, I was a student, still at university, and I drew out $100 so I could play blackjack. And I lost it within like 45 minutes to an hour. So, absolutely convinced I'm gonna get my money back. Took out $200 more so I could keep playing. And I lost that in like an hour. So within 2 hours, I'd lost $300 as a student, and it was painful. It was so painful. It hurt so bad that it absolutely convinced me never to gamble again. So Vegas is great for me because food's great, restaurants are great hiking around Las Vegas. It's a fascinating place full of freaks and visitors and locals and all sorts, it's a really fascinating place. But, stay out of the casinos if you can, like as far as gambling goes. House always wins, guys. The house always wins. So, and yeah, what else do I have for you right now? So Vegas, that after Vegas, I'm flying back to the East Coast just for a couple of days, and probably gonna head up because my sister's actually visiting right now, and there's a little bit of a family reunion, also for my brother. Probably head up to Rochester, New York, and probably get a live stream in there as well before hopping on that big blue bird, that KLM Superliner, and flying my way to Amsterdam to connect then to Oporto, where we'll pick it back up again. So that's all really exciting stuff. One other good news thing that I wanted to share with you guys, which was really cool. We did our first private virtual tour for a corporate client. And it was Patrick Reyes, our good buddy and live streaming companion in Barcelona, who led that experience, and it went off wonderfully. In fact, it went off so well that the company has already booked us or is already in the process of booking us for more live streaming virtual tours for their office staff before their offices return to the workplace, because they're not there yet. So it's great. It's a great little thing. Oh, Shannon's right. Rochester is so close to Canada, yet so far away. It's true. My brother would often fly out of Montreal rather than going to New York, like city, because it was too far away. Oh wow, Alba, you're going to be in Barcelona starting on June 29th. Alba, this is incredible news. I'm going to be in Barcelona on June 29th. If you feel like getting together for a cortado or a caña or something like that, or a calemocho, if we're feeling like being teenagers, then let's do it. Love it. Love it. So cool. I'm staying for a month. Super jealous. I'm only going to be there for a couple of days before I head to Berlin, which is another great city with a B, but it ain't no Barcelona. Oh, you arrive by the 30th. Well, we'll figure it out, okay? And if not, Alba, I'm sure that you've got people there, but if you don't, I mean, sure you do, but if I can help at all, you know I got your back, for sure. And Palmira, you're gonna be in Berlin in July. Awesome. We're gonna be open again, hopefully, by the time you get there, if you feel like doing something like that. But anyway, it'll be great to be back in Berlin. Berlin in the summer is awesome. So thank you for the congrats, Palmira, on our first private virtual, and congrats to you on getting yourself over to Berlin. So there's one more thing to say, which is, what's today? It's Friday, which means that we're gonna have to do a sunset live stream later on today at sunset, because every Friday, no matter where I am, when the sun is setting, we're gonna do a live stream of the sunset. Unfortunately, I got on that one, which is, if you've been watching over my shoulder right now, it's kind of raining actually right now. It is not the best day for sunset, but hopefully and by this evening, when we're going to actually finally have sunset in cloudy New York, we'll have something to show, and that's going to be starting later on today around, I'm going to say 8:15-ish. Yeah, Ross, you've spotted it well. This is the familiar rooftop that I'm up on top of, because I didn't want to live stream from a living room right now. I wanted to come outside and show you guys our favorite little rooftop corner here. Soon, I'm gonna walk downstairs and people are just gonna be waiting outside being like, dude, we know where you are, because you keep showing us the corner of 7th and B. Oh, I do love this part of the city though. It's such a great spot to be able to look out and see what's going on. So, hello, New York. Hello, beautiful cloudy skyline. Yeah, great place, this city. Okay, well, look guys, that's that's all I had for you right now. We're coming up on 25 minutes of live stream. I'm going to cut it firmly at 30. Any questions, any recommendations? As you look at a map and you see where San Antonio is, and you plot that through to Las Vegas, you'll see that it goes through lots of places. If any of those places are familiar to you, and again, big shout out to Jill for recommendations of Tombstone, and I'm going to be reaching out to her as well, or Jill, if you see this later on, I'll reach out to you as well, because I do want a recommendation for potentially hooking up with a guide while I'm in Phoenix. I'm prepared to live stream every location myself, but clearly would always collaborate with an expert guide who knows the area well. So, and Jeanette, yes, noon tomorrow on the West Coast, birthday live stream. I'll be in San Antonio. Got to figure out something fun for you, and maybe we'll go for Mexican and margaritas together, huh? And show you a different part, like the really Latino part of San Antonio. San Antonio is the US's largest, lowest income city. So it's an affordable place to be able to go and explore and have great Mexican as well. Although El Paso is going to be, woo, get excited. So yes, noon tomorrow, Jeanette and Ross. For sure I'm going to say hi to Elvis, but I'm only going to say hi to Elvis while I get to Vegas to let him know that you and Nikki are coming, that you're getting yourself there soon as well. So you're going to be able to check that out. The World Through My Eyes writes, I'm glad Brussels and Lisbon are open. I'll be there in August. Fantastic. We will be, I mean, they're open already. So by August, we should be open in, Amsterdam as well, hopefully. Dublin as well, hopefully. New York, maybe Prague. So we'll, at Copenhagen, you know, we're going to keep on going on. And in fact, another little secret is that we're starting to work with free walking tour companies all around the world. And we are creating like a preferred partner model where we check to make sure that they're a good and legitimate free walking tour company, and then we'll be able to promote them directly from our own website. So people can actually book onto their free booking on a free walking tour beyond the 20 cities that Sandemans operates in, but up to, well, by the end of the summer, we should be in 100 cities. So, so that's all coming up as well. All right. So, guys, from the rooftop here in New York, until tomorrow, I will say au revoir, farewell, auf Wiedersehen. We will see each other at noon. I will be no longer in the Big Apple. I'll be in the Big Breakfast Taco of San Antonio instead. And I look forward to seeing you guys there. Please join. And if you are in a safe location to be able to do so, make sure you pour yourself a drink. So that way we can toast to Jeanette having circled the sun one more time. One more amazing journey around that big golden globe, which is not yet burning through these clouds. And I will also see you at sunset, Michaela, in just a few hours later on. I don't know how long that live stream is going to be, because like I said, if it's raining and kind of like, then maybe I'll just go in, say hi for a second, and point to where the sun would have been. We'll still hang out for 15, 20 minutes. But Michaela, I don't expect you to be awake at 8:30 at night in New York time. 8:30, 9:30, 10:30? That's 2:30 in the morning in Köln. It's too late, Michaela. People are going to be like, Michaela, warum bist du so müde? Ja, warum hast du nicht geschlafen? And you're going to say, verdammter Chris, der Chris, der macht diese blöde Livestreams so späten Abend. It'd be my fault. So, all right, guys, take care. Talk to you soon. Be well, and see you for sunset or noon tomorrow, and then, well, noon tomorrow if you're in Vancouver. But all of the times and all of this announcement and the posting is all kind of like in the information there for YouTube. And Facebook doesn't always automatically copy it over, so I'm going to go and paste it in there in case you're watching this later on and you're like, what is he talking about, posted information? It's all going to be in there as well. Yes, it's good to be back. Yes, it's exciting to be back on the road. Yes, it's great news to go sell my car. Lots of good stuff. Hello, Freedom Tower. One World Trade. There you are, right there. See it? Anyway, guys, talk to you a little bit. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Have a good early evening. If you're in Hawaii, have a good morning still. And we'll talk shortly. Ciao.